We are live. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start the show here. I know I'm an hour early. Typically, we do it at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's 7 o'clock. Well, 7 o'clock for me, but I'm going to start an hour early tonight. Going to run this until my wife gets home from baseball practice. So tonight we were supposed to have um, Continua Creek waterfowl with me. She was going to talk about duck calls, how she got into it, and all that sort of stuff. But we're going to postpone it, and the next time I'll be able to get her on, I'll make sure I blast it all over Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. But if you're watching this late and you're not watching it live, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you could go ahead and let it run all the way through, we are so close to getting monetized on YouTube. So it's been a long time coming. I've been putting as much work into YouTube as I can to get y'all the best content I can. But we'll go ahead and let this thing run. Hopefully, some guys join in um, and get active in the comments. So, if you're watching this late, just drop comments down below. I'm very responsive on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So, typically, whenever you drop a comment, I respond within like 5 minutes. But if you're watching this live right now, if you could be active in the comments for me, and we'll have a open-ended conversation about pretty much anything. Gonna try to keep it hunting related, unless if you want to talk fishing too. But let's see here. The things I wanted to cover tonight, and I'll go ahead and start that until the comments start getting active. But um, so I wanted to cover like a lot of questions that I see posted on Facebook and not so much Instagram because people don't really ask questions on there. What's up, Wild Game? Thanks for tuning in, man. Um, but mainly Facebook. So I'm like part of, I can't tell you how many groups on Facebook. Um, I want to say it's close to maybe 35, and it's all like waterfowl related. And the biggest question that pops up all the time is stuff that's typically already covered or asked either on the page or it's already covered like through YouTube videos. So I'm not sure if people just don't understand to switch to a different app and like search it. What's up, TRI? Thanks for tuning in. But it's too simple just to like click the little search thing, and while you're in the group, like it will pop up like for kayaks, for example. So the big question about kayaks is like, how do I protect the keel of the kayak? It's like, well, I've already made videos on the keel protector using Kydex. So, and it's super easy to make. All you do is just need a heat gun and just cut it out. So that's one that I'm typically blasting out on kayak groups. But for hunting groups, the waterfowl related ones, the biggest things is, the questions are always asked about decoys, working waterfowl. So like, pretty much how to work them, setting up spreads, all that sort of stuff. And I try to stay active as much as I can. I feel you on that every other post on here. Blow it up bigger so that way I can read it. I got bad vision here. Yeah, about forest fetch. We'll go ahead and talk about that. So like a lot of these topics have already been covered. It's too easy for them to find it if you just search it. Like even Google. Like if you turn around and Google, what's one of my videos? Like best way to spray paint a shotgun. I can almost guarantee you my video will probably pop up. Because I think it's close to 10,000 views already. But I'm not sure if people just don't want to watch the videos or they just don't want to do the research. They just want to ask a question and then have a whole bunch of people comment down below. But with forest fetch, like I'm a part of, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 training groups on Facebook, and yeah, forest fetch is like the biggest one always asked. And like I didn't know what it meant when I first heard about it, and really all I did was just reach out to somebody that I know that did that type of training, which would be the versatile hunter up there in Maryland. We talk all the time, and I just asked him like, "Hey man, what does this mean?" And he just broke it down for me instead of going off Facebook and hoping somebody sees it to answer questions. But I think that's like I wouldn't say the biggest thing I wanted to cover, but that was like the most annoying thing that's gotten to me. Um, but that's another reason why I made this channel is to try to be as informative as I can, especially about something that I'm so passionate about. Um, I make as many videos as humanly possible without becoming a billboard for people or trying to like push products. So like I'm big on do it yourself, make it yourself if you can, if it's worth the money and time. Um, but I mean, some of those videos never took off, like how to make your own silhouettes. Why would you go spend, $120 on a dozen silhouettes when really you could make them yourself for half the price? But some people just don't want to put in that time though, which I understand, but I don't know why it's not searched and found on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. There are 1,000 ways to do these things too, and Facebook just confuses everyone on which one to do. Yep. So, and it's like I always preach in most of my videos, like there's a million ways to skin a cat. Like it's just like with my taxidermy stuff. There's one way to skin a duck, but somebody may, do it differently. They may try to start from the head first and get the head done, and then go ahead and move to the chest, then open it up. And some people may do it completely opposite. Some people strip out the legs and don't leave them attached, and then they attach them when they're about to hang it, um, and then vice versa. So there's just so many different ways. But which leads me to the other thing I always get asked is how I got into taxidermy. So I shot my first wood duck, and I told Justin, I said, "Hey," I said, I absolutely want to get this mounted. Like I want to get my first wood duck mounted." So I shot this wood duck, and it was fully plumed out. It looked like a very mature drake. Um, Nothing wrong with it. Wasn't busted up. Nothing like that. I actually had to use a finisher on it to finish killing it. So I knew like none of the feathers were blown off of it. Well, anyway, I finally get a hold of a taxidermist in Virginia, and uh, she's not like big name, super popular in Virginia. It was kind of like I talked to one taxidermist who does deer, and then he referred me to her because she pretty much took all the bird work from him and started doing it herself. Um, and I saw some of her work, like turkeys and that sort of thing, and it looked good. So I asked her about the price, and at the time I knew nothing about how much taxidermy should cost. I did no research at all, which kind of came back to bite me. But end all be all, the reason why I got into taxidermy is I feel like I paid way too much for mediocre work. Um, Me being kind of like a perfectionist, and I feel like I'm artsy in a way, going off of my background with being like photography. Um, I felt like if she could do it, I know I definitely could do it. Um, and then really goes back into what we first talked about, like asking questions. Um, I did my research, looked on YouTube, looked on Facebook without asking questions. I just went through and just read like tons of comments, and people are, referencing DVDs and all that sort of stuff. Bought all the DVDs, watched all those, and I just practiced over and over and over. And I'm not near as good as what I need to be, but I'm good enough to at least I feel like make a customer happy. So, and every bird that I've done is still hanging up on the wall, hasn't started to fall apart, hasn't deteriorated, doesn't have smell. Um, to me, they look, as natural as possible. Like They're not like your magazine worthy. But then again, when the duck's flying, I don't understand some of the birds, which y'all may blow me up in the comments about this, but when they look pristine, right, and they're flying, I don't see how that's super realistic. I understand feather placement and like where it should be, but when the wind is, going through their wings and that sort of thing, like there's gonna be some things that are off. So, but it seems like in a taxidermy world, like people want it, the taxidermists want it when they look at other people's work. They have like this guide that they go off of and they don't deter from that. So, I mean, even if you compare all the different taxidermy people that post up stuff, like most of all their work typically looks the same. Um, Now, I'm not saying, they should go and do like a bird flying and one wing be like all messed up and the other one like fully extended. But I'm just saying, like, not all birds are perfect. Some flaws are not bad. But I like my work, and that's the reason why I got into it. It's because I felt like I could do it better, and it gives me, something else to do in the off season. I enjoy doing it. So, TRI, have you been doing any more training with your dog with the retrieving stuff? So I plan on getting a dog in November. So we're looking at getting a chocolate lab from Virginia, and I'll probably butcher the name, but I'll let y'all know what name. Let's see here. Look it up real fast. Belgian Way Labradors, Belgian Way Labradors. So they're pretty neat. Breeder. My in-laws have a dog from them, and he is massive. So I'm hoping the one I get is big as well. Been progressing a ton. Awesome. Yeah, I'll be looking out for him, man. It's just hard to put it. I feel like it's hard to put together. I'm just trying to like forward forecast on me recording like the training. I feel like it's going to be hard to record the training just because it's not like you cut on the camera and like instantly go. So it's a work in progress. So you're kind of, you're talking to your dog and all that sort of thing. You're not talking to the camera. So I don't know. Some of those training ones, it's almost like you got to film it, mute it, mute the film stuff, cut out blocks, and then do a voiceover. So, and talk about like what you were doing, what was going wrong, what was working, and all that sort of thing. I feel like I would spend more time watching that than just listening to someone talk to their dog the whole time. But that's been something I've been researching and watching. Let's see here. Been using a GoPro. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, GoPro is mainly what I use. So, I mean, I got my big camera, which I'd probably use that set up on a tripod, just because of all the bouncing around. If you got the GoPro sitting on your head, um, but if you got a GoPro sitting on a tripod, that'll work as well. But I think all the bouncing around while you're training, you're going to get poor views out of it, just because it's going to make people dizzy. But I got to hunt A hunt planned this Saturday. I'm going to drive out west and go hunt this WMA. Hopefully, kick up some geese, get some shot on those. I'm going to scout for some teal, and then to prep for the following weekend. And now I'm going to walk around the cornfields and see if I can jump up any dove. The last time I was out there, I saw a crap ton of teal. So, and then dove, I probably saw maybe 20 or 30, which isn't a ton, but if I'm just walking around by myself, it's plenty enough. So, hopefully, I can kill at least 6 or 7 of them. It'd be nice. And then kill a goose. That'd be even cooler. But you gonna get out and TRI? You gonna get out and dove hunt or goose hunt here within the next week? Okay, I'm hunting on the 17th in Virginia for geese and teal. The dog should be ready by then. Yeah. What part of Virginia? I know Virginia's got a bunch of geese. You just got to find them, especially the residentials. They're very locked in on exactly where they're going to go. It's hard to run traffic on those. So, and then the teal, typically where I saw teal was in the southeast region. So, all right, what part of Northern Virginia? I lived in Virginia pretty much all my life. So, I grew up in between Manassas and Fredericksburg. So, if you're talking about like Prince William County, Stafford, Fairfax, I think what else is up there? Woodbridge. But yeah, if you're like I was saying, if you're looking for teal, the main places where I saw them was in the southeast region. So down by like Richmond, Newport News. So like the Fort Eustis area. But then again, it's the same way. Like if you ain't on like the marsh or something like that, where it's really wide open, where they have tons of room to like fly around, it's tough to get on them. Hey, unless if you got a pond in the middle of a cornfield, then you'll be straight. But yeah, Saturday I plan on hunting. Let's see. Looking at my calendar right now. Saturday, Sunday after church, and then Monday, I'll probably end up taking my son out with me Sunday and probably Monday too, depending on the weather. He say he doesn't want to go when it rains, but pretty much got like not full days, but three days of hunting, and then let's see, the 10th is opening day of wood duck and teal, which Tennessee is one of the states where you're allowed to kill wood ducks along with the teal with teal season. I know a lot of states they don't allow that. But we'll get out there, probably take out the boat. I should have the drive shaft tomorrow, and then I'll do some practice runs with it just to get my sync down on how I'm gonna get to the ramp, unstrap the boat, get everything prepped, and then start backing down the ramp, and then go through like my procedures for that. Make sure I got all the safety equipment on the boat. Make sure I don't get a ticket. But yeah, I plan on doing most of that tomorrow. So, or what's tomorrow? No, I plan on doing most of that on Friday. So that way, Saturday, when I do take the boat out, I'll be completely ready to go. Let's see here. But yeah, the 10th is opening day for wood duck and teal. And then I gotta work pretty much that whole week from the 12th to the 16th. I'll see if I can get some morning hunts in, shoot some wood ducks, get some good footage for y'all. Oh, TRI, it's no problem, man. What I asked was what part of Nova? Because I grew up in between Manassas and Fredericksburg, so I know all about Northern Virginia. Um, but yeah, I'll try to slip out a few times during the wood duck and teal season before it switches over to teal, and try to get some good footage. So to carry me over until the November split, but October, I plan on doing Fort Belvoir. Okay, yeah, it's not bad hunting in that area. So you just gotta find the birds. That's the biggest thing. So, but if you can find them, you'll tear them up. That's for sure. Especially right now because they haven't been getting shot at for months. But I feel like, oh, that's what I was saying. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So the month of October, I'm gonna get some deer hunts in, and then I'm gonna be doing a few scouting videos, so to prep for the main duck season. I know Justin and Zach were talking about coming out in December, right before Christmas, and Zach doesn't have the leave for it, so Justin was still talking about coming out, but it's going to be a long drive, especially by himself, to make it out here from Virginia. So we'll see if that happens. If it doesn't, I'll probably still take like 2 weeks of leave during that time, and I'm gonna hunt it like super hard. I plan on doing at least. I was trying to do the math on mileage the other day, but I plan on doing at least 4 to 5 trips out there to Reelfoot. So to really figure that place out. Okay. So if you're not watching this live, he talked about a flock was chilling in the parking lot 200 yards away from the blind. That's what's up, man. But that's the big thing, like finding out where they're coming from, where they're going to, and either try to get as close to one of those point A to point B, and if you can't, at least get under from point A to point B to try to get them into you. Because to get them to short stop their destination of where they want to go, it's tough. So running traffic is very, very hard. Let's see. Try to grab this other question out. I've been getting a lot. So the question I've been getting on Instagram is, am I still making lanyards and totes? Yes, yes and no. I'm not just making them to make them. I make them to order. So if somebody hits me up on Instagram and they ask me for a tote or a lanyard, um, I'll do a matching set. And typically the price, this includes shipping, so that way they don't have to pay shipping. It's $40 per combo. Um, for just a lanyard, if you want a lanyard only, it's 30 bucks. And then if you just want a tote, is 20 bucks. I think is what I priced it at. So if you're interested in that, for y'all watching, y'all can go ahead and hit me up and let me know. Drop a comment down below or hit me up on Instagram, one or the other. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a big thing with residentials. Like you bust them up, you bust them off a roost, or you change up like where the quote unquote X is. Um, yeah, they'll definitely go somewhere else because they don't like to be bothered. So, and being that something's different, So that's another thing that, if you're hunting residentials as well, is right now they're just in family groups. So it's not like they want to see a massive spread out there. Normally I do like groups of 4 to 5 geese, break them up, put them in like small circles together, and just spread them way out. It looks more realistic. So that's what some big YouTubers do wrong. You'll see the video is probably going to get uploaded within the next like 2 to 3 weeks. You'll see them out there with massive spreads and just all stacked up on top of each other, and that's not normal. But they're going to be killing geese because they probably have a lease, and the geese are typically flying there anyway. But they're not teaching the right way to do it. So for us little guys to be successful, that don't have the multi-million-dollar farms that are managed. But yeah, I covered the lanyards. Let's see. Oh, I had another question from last week. Somebody sent me a message and they asked me about um, the photography part and why I don't post more pictures on Instagram, being that I have a photography background. The reason for that is because the market is so flooded with it, um, with just pictures of ducks close up. You don't know what is copied and what isn't. So like a lot of guys that post up all these like close-ups and all that stuff of like actual wild game, what they'll do is they'll go to other channels. They'll turn around and screenshot it and then post it up on their Instagram and pretty much take claim, unless if you use a watermark. And I just don't feel like getting into it with people, because I feel like if somebody takes my work and then tries to take credit for it, it would like really, really bother me. So that's why I don't mess with it. But if you are interested in getting into photography or something like that, you can leave a comment down below, and I'll actually make either a video, or you can we'll talk on Instagram. Give me your phone number, and I'll talk you through it. So, because photography is a lot of fun. It's until you get into like Photoshop and trying to like spice it up, that's when it gets not so fun. It gets really tedious, and you keep second guessing it. So of what looks good and what doesn't. Uh, let's see here. I did get asked. What is this? I'm not even gonna worry about the date because it doesn't matter. But a few weeks ago we were having a live, and I do like the trash talk. Yes. I mean, what person doesn't? So I apparently was talking bad about a certain channel here on YouTube, and I don't take back what I said. But they asked me how come I do not like some of the big YouTube channels when it comes to hunting content. And my big thing, especially to this one channel, is that they don't portray the sport that we do in the right light for the younger generation. Um, they push it off as almost like a fad, and they're obviously making money off of it, which good for them. But when it comes to the point of safety, which that's another reason why I end most of my videos with y'all stay safe out there. Um, when it comes to a point of safety and that is thrown off to the side, but yet they claim that they're safe, but you can obviously see it in a lot of their videos where they're not. Um, that's where like I've kind of lost respect for you at that point, especially as a YouTube um, content creator, is because now you're just hunting for views and watch time. And to me, I don't think that's cool. So especially with you know, kids watching, so people under 18, and even guys my age, they see these big YouTube dudes doing it. Um, yeah, a lot of hunting becomes fads. But you see the big YouTubers, and they see them acting that way, and they think that, well, I should act that way too, and I should get into YouTube, and then I'll start doing the same exact thing. So yeah, the online phase and like just social media in general, and this is where um, and the almost the old heads. So the guys where they're 50 or above right now, they always they say, well, some of them like to blame Duck Dynasty. They're like, well, Duck Dynasty ruined duck hunting. Um, it pushed a lot of hunters into Arkansas and Louisiana, and that's what's keeping the birds from coming south. And then they like to blame the North for their heated cornfields and all that stuff, which of course it would mess up the migration. But um, the biggest thing is like them saying that social media ruined it, and I do see that. Um, do I agree with it? Yes, to an extent. Just because of the fad thing, like what you're talking about, TRI. Um, but the other thing is people are going out to hunt to kill all these ducks for a picture, posting the picture up to be cool, and then I turn around and get offered at the boat ramp, like, "Hey, you want these ducks?" I've only killed one or two, which I'm completely happy with, because I don't need to kill a limit every single time I go. I just like to watch them and work them and learn. Um, but they'll turn around and offer me like their whole strap, and they got like 15, 20 ducks, and I'm like, "You aren't gonna eat any of these?" And they're like, "No." My buddy down the road, when I get home, I'll give it to him if you don't take them. I'm like thinking to myself, like, nah, you are just gonna go throw them in the dumpster, which is a funny fact because there's this one WMA I went and hunted last year, and if you check after everyone's left, I guarantee you will find ducks in a dumpster because the guys are going out there to shoot, act a fool, come back, take their photo, them uh, holding up their straps, and then they'll turn around and throw the ducks in the dumpster because they don't want to mess with them. So, which to me, I just don't get it. Um, at this point, like I've called the game warden multiple times out here in Tennessee on just stuff I've seen, um, just like last season. So if you're watching this late, I'm gonna go ahead and tell on myself. Um, but last season, so I'm sitting there in the blind by myself. I'm up there at Dover, Barkley Lake WMA, for y'all Middle Tennessee people watching. You heard about game wardens getting called earlier in the season. Now I'm talking early in the season. It was like almost at the beginning of November, if not like the second week right after it started. And I think it was a Saturday or Sunday. It was late in the afternoon. It was probably about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Nothing flying, not a single bird in the air. Um, I'm sitting there, messing around with my camera. I pull out my long lens. I see a whole bunch of eagles flying, right? Taking pictures of eagles. Um, there are some coots swimming around out in front of me. I was taking pictures of coots and all that sort of stuff. So just trying to, you know, have fun, at least, since nothing was flying. And the next thing you know, I'm sitting there looking around for more stuff to take pictures of. And I see an eagle dead 12 o'clock to me. It's not like I was turned around. There's nothing else blocking my vision. I'm looking across the WMA. I was in blind 25, the blind that I built, and I'm looking across the WMA, and this blind was about 400 yards away. I've seen eagles all my life. I know what eagles look like. I've photographed them. I've videotaped them. Um, I'm pretty sure most of us can identify an eagle at a distance, right? That's the only thing flying around. The next thing you know, a blind opens up on this bird. And I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. It sounds like World War III. About 15 to 20 shots go off. After the first 3 shots went off, this bird folded. It was an eagle. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're watching this right now and you disagree with me because you're out there and it's your buddies or whatever, then whatever. But so the bird folded up, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, I'm pretty sure that was an eagle. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, let me go back. So, like, I'm seeing if I got like pictures of something else. Maybe it was, just a different bird. I was just in awe. And everything that was flying around me within that past hour, even within the past 10 minutes, were nothing but eagles. And it was probably about 6 to 7 different ones flying around. And I'm sitting there zooming in on all of them, ensuring that the birds that I was taking pictures of, the one that actually folded up was an eagle. And I was like, I can't believe this right now. And I'm like, all right, well, I texted a big group chat. I got a big group chat, a whole bunch of duck hunters I hunt with. And I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure I just saw somebody dust an eagle out here on Dover. And, they're like, oh, that's messed up. Like, you should call the game warden, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, stitches, snitches get stitches, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, whatever, I'll take my ass whooping. If somebody wants to, whoop up on me for, telling on them for doing something that's a federal crime. Yeah. Like a crow is way smaller than an eagle. And at like 400 yards, you can tell a difference. So, and the way that they fly. So I end up calling the game warden. And after that, well, at first I was trying to find the game warden's number. I finally got a hold of him. I had a phone number of somebody else that was hunting on the WMA, which I'm not going to name drop. But I asked him, I said, hey, did you see all that, did you hear all the shooting? The only shooting that was happened on the WMA from one blind. Did you see what they shot? And he was like, no. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure they dusted an eagle. He was like, all right, well, I'll contact my buddy, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, they have a boat and they're going to go to the boat ramp. And of course, people are going to be talking at that point because I'm calling the game warden and the wardens are going to be there at the boat ramp checking everybody. But me, I leave out the back side of the WMA because I'm able to walk into my blind. So apparently, after everything shuts down, the game wardens are at the boat ramp. The people who were at that blind claim that they shot a blue goose. I'm pretty sure I can tell the difference between a blue goose and an eagle. And I had all the pictures of all the birds flying in that area at the time that that bird was shot. And I'm like, why would it take a World War III dudes reloading on a shotgun to kill one blue goose? Ask me that question. Now, even after that bird fell, they continued to shoot. I mean, multiple times. And after they shot the first time, they folded him. Like that bird was dead on the first shot. So it's not like the bird hit the ground and kept running. What they were doing is they covered up what they were doing and they blasted the thing to smithereens to sink it down in the water. So that way nobody would find it. And of course, the game wardens at night aren't going to go out there and try to find, a dead bird, at 10, 20 feet underneath the water. So they, I guess, took them at their word and moved on with it. And then the dude that I called in good faith apparently talks a whole bunch of crap about me about how I can't identify birds. And I guess that's like the running joke, which is fine with me because I know I personally did the right thing. I was happy with what I did. Reporting somebody, yeah, exactly, blue goose in early November. And I said the same thing to the guy that's talking crap about me. They weren't there. Snow geese weren't there. Blue geese weren't there. There's no talking of any other goose around that area. The only things that were flying was an eagle. And to this day, I still think it is an eagle. If they completely drained the WMA and they didn't have water set stagnant in that area the entire time, I guarantee they would go find the remains, the bones and stuff like that if they didn't get eaten or whatever of an eagle. 100% guarantee it. So, but I mean, just going off of like that story in itself, it almost bothers me to a point where, you think that you're close with somebody, like you're friends with them. You may not see eye to eye all the time on, how you hunt. Yeah, and by itself. Like that makes no sense either. Um, but you may not see eye to eye with that person, but for them to turn around and go behind your back and start trash talking you, um, I think that's another thing that's wrong with, to bounce it back to it. That's what's wrong with the hunting community, is that, when it comes to online stuff and, that sort of thing, like they're so quick to talk trash on you. So, unless if there's like an absolute good reason. And I personally feel like I've never done anyone wrong, within the hunting community, within the YouTube community. I just see what I see and, make my observations, and, I'll let it go on for a while just to make sure I'm not um, reading a situation wrong. But um, yeah, like that instance right there, like to that guy, that individual that I guess still goes around talking talking smack. I mean, whatever. He can do him. That's cool. But I know they shot the eagle. It is what it is. Sorry. If it was your buddies, which it probably was, they're just as wrong as you at this point. So, because covering for somebody like that did something to that extent just because there's nothing else flying and you think it's cool, you're just as guilty. But yeah, I've never seen a blue goose fly by itself. Um, Makes no sense to me. And in early November, and it was not cold. I was out there in a t-shirt and I could have been wearing shorts. And where they killed it was over open water too, so not like it was in a field, like a cornfield or something like that. So it was the middle of the day. If I'm not mistaken, it was probably maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, but yeah, that was probably, I don't know, that's probably one of the biggest events last year. Old Daddy Duck's texting me on on Instagram right now. He's out there grilling. I could have said something else or said anything else. It made more sense. Yeah, no, exactly. They could have claimed it was a crow or something like that, and then been like, yeah, that guy at the blind is too far away. He misjudged the size of it or something like that. Like that bird was dark and it had a white head and it was doing circles over the entire WMA. So what they need to start doing, and it would probably, I don't know if it would mess up the eagle population or not, but all like these nesting sites, what they should do is try to like tranquilize every eagle that they see, like all these conservation groups, and literally put like the um the little tracking thing on them. So one that like charges up with like the sun and like constantly monitors like their movements and that sort of thing. So because I feel like in that area there's probably a lot more that happens. They get shot and that sort of thing. So, but I know in Tennessee, just in general, it happens a lot because on TWRA's Facebook, I want to say at least 2 or 3 times a year, they're posting up that people are killing eagles with like BB guns and 22s. It's wild. Out in Virginia, I really never heard of any of that happening. Yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you don't mind, hit me in the comments. Let me know who's here. Got me some bush lattes. Apple. Things are good. But yeah, tomorrow, opening day of dove and goose. I can't wait. But yeah, I got the flock of flickers already. Got batteries for those. I'm probably gonna take. I don't have a dove spinning wing, so I'm probably gonna take the mallard out there and just tuck it up in the corn, so that way they don't see like the duck, um, but they'll see like the flashing. Stick him out in the corn, and then put the flock of flickers out, kind of scattered. So maybe it'll bring them in close enough to me. But we're not allowed to start shooting here until noon. So I'm not sure how if that's like that across the states. If everyone's got to wait until noon, but um, I'm hoping that doesn't mess with the flight. But I know tomorrow the weather here. Let's see. It's supposed to be a low of 58, high of 88. So it's going to be cooler in the morning, which I'm hoping by lunchtime it's not that bad. So it'd probably be like in the 70s, maybe. I'm not 100% sure on hunting tomorrow. If I can, I will, but we'll see. I know the first big day I'm gonna go hunt, where it's gonna be pretty much all day, is Saturday. But there's a 50% chance of rain and a low of 71 and a high of 86. But I do have to check the location where I'm going because I'm going about an hour and a half west of where I'm at. So I don't know if the weather's going to be different out there, or if I should stay here in Montgomery County, or should I go east? That's another question too. So because I really want to kill some geese, but if I go east, I'm going to have to looking at 1X. I mean, it's at least a 2 hour drive, 2.5 hours to get to like a WMA. And there's no TVA land or BLM land or anything like that. And unless if I go down to Percy Priest, well, I've never been there and I've never hunted it before, so I absolutely have no clue of like where to go. So I could turn around and set up on a place and them have like their one flight and me miss it because I'm in the wrong location. So that's the only crappy part about that. But Percy Priest is, yeah, I want to say that's almost an hour and a half away, depending on traffic. And there's another lake, probably 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And by then, I might as well go hunt with Jason out there in East Tennessee. So I don't know. I'm just gambling at this point. So it's either do I go west or do I go east? Probably won't get much early season hunting. Maybe another late dove hunt after the day of goose hunting. Yeah. See, and that's where I don't want that to happen to me this season, just because my goal is to at least kill 100 birds. Now, should I count dove? Maybe, because I really don't kill that many dove. It's not like I'm going to go out there and bang 15 of them, this season. There's no way, like in one day. So, I mean, I'll probably end up shooting, if I'm lucky, 6 at the most, just because I'm on a time constraint. But in the early season, I want to say I'm probably going to go at least 15 different hunts. And in October time frame with deer hunting, uh, the wife and kids are leaving for a week. And then during that time, I'll probably deer hunt maybe 2 or 3 times. And I drew a stamp for Cheatham WMA for a buck and for a doe. But if I kill a doe, I'm happy. I'll only need one this year, so I'm not trying to like stack the freezer full. I'm trying to keep it somewhat empty for taxidermy stuff. I will next year. Only reason why, yeah. What, you're not going because your dog's not trained, or because, um, or what? Why is that holding you back with the dog? Or you want to spend that time that you would hunt training? Week in Kentucky rifle hunting, opening day big duck season. Yeah. What part of Kentucky? You gonna be on Kentucky Lake? Which I plan on hunting LBL a decent bit, so I'll be on Kentucky Lake and Barkley Lake a lot this season. What's up, Justin? Justin's down there at the beach right now with his toes in the sand. Yeah, I was gonna have a Continua Creek on here with me tonight, but she got super busy with her business. If y'all haven't checked out her on Instagram or on TikTok, go check it out. That's what's up, man. Sitting on the beach. I figured you would. But Continua Creek, like I was saying, go check her out on TikTok's probably the coolest one. She does all the videos on her actually making them, but her business is booming right now. So, I mean, I think just as today, she's probably, I mean, I'm gonna guesstimate she probably got like 50 orders. So, okay, Barkley Lake. Hey, let me know if you want to hunt this season, man. So, and then I'll pick your brain about training the dog as well. So because I'll end up getting mine around Thanksgiving. So is the time frame. So, but I'll be on Barkley Lake. So it's gonna be right on that Tennessee line. I'm not gonna buy a Kentucky license. So I could probably just make a trip up there and not hunt, but meet you if you're somewhat close. Sorry, keep going. I'm tired. Yeti in your hand. What's in your Yeti, Justin? Go ahead. Let us know. Okay. Yeah, if Higgins is interested, let's do it. I got the spots. I'm working it. So we got Reelfoot. We got the WMA that I've been working on the blind on. We got LBL. We got the 3 places close to the house. We have a place south of my house, and then we have a couple places out east as well. Juicy juice. Yeah, right. What's in a juicy juice? Go ahead. Malibu, vodka. Y'all be there the week of Thanksgiving. I have a buddy with a pontoon boat. We hunt divers out of. Okay. Y'all do decent with divers on Barkley? Because I heard like you have to hunt north of some sort of bridge to get into the divers. Because I'm trying to kill some canvasback. I know it's gotta get cold, but I see a whole bunch of people killing canvasback in that area, so that's really what I want to get. Grapes or apple. Yeah, that's why I got my John boat. It's 1236. I have a mud motor on it. It's only 6 horsepower or 6.6, whatever. Um, so I'm gonna try to scoot around on those lakes when it's not super windy. And I'm hoping it gets freezing balls cold this season. So hopefully it don't ice up too bad where I can still break through the ice. But I got the blind set up and everything. And those divers are dumb anyway, so you really don't have to be too hidden ahead to hunt them. 3-man limit last year. Those buffles and goldeneye. Okay. Yeah, it'd be cool to get into some goldeneye too. I miss shooting the buffleheads. I shot a whole bunch of those out there on Chesapeake Bay, hunting the Susquehanna Flats. So I'd get out there in a kayak and they'd come buzzing through by like the thousands. It was a lot of fun. But I never got to kill a goldeneye out there or a canvasback. So I think the canvasback, he just didn't get cold enough to push him for south enough fast enough, because by the time it did get cold enough, like that upper Chesapeake Bay area was all frozen up. There is no way to get out there unless you had a boat. Okay, around Christmas or later. See, bluebill, I like them. They're pretty, but being that you can only kill like one, it's the same thing with like Maryland and with their regular season with geese. You're only allowed to kill one goose, and you'll see like thousands of them. So, but I think it'd be really cool to kill a bull canvasback, so that way I can mount it. And they're just such a large bird and really cool colors with the white and the black with the red and the red eyes. It's nuts. Yeah. Dude, if I moved back to Maryland, I'd have to live on the Eastern Shore. I would have to. I didn't mind the upper Chesapeake Bay hunting with the flats, Susquehanna Flats, and body booting and all that stuff. But if you get out on the Eastern Shore, dude, the amount of ducks that I saw out that way, and geese, snow geese, everything, it's like night and day. It's like you'd live out there in Kansas. Those dudes like don't even need to do any work. If you're watching this and you're from Kansas, I hate you. Because they literally come through by the thousands. You just throw a handful of decoys and you can kill them like in the spread. But out there on the Eastern Shore, I mean, you get a mix of everything. Like you could be hunting the salt marsh and kill black ducks, mallards, pintails, widgeon, and then start killing like sea ducks, because they come up in the marshes too. Um, all your divers, your snow geese that come through, and it's nuts. What time until you come up here for geese? I will be there the day after Christmas, and then we'll be there for right after New Year's. So, but the wife said that we're going to be doing some, um, we're going to be visiting family and all that stuff. So I want to, yeah, I know I lived in Kansas, and that's how I know. Like all these YouTubers that are out in Kansas and hunting that flyway, I'm sorry. Like, you can't consider yourself the best waterfowl hunter and try to teach people because you can be an idiot, go out there and kill limits all the time. It, you know what? I'll go ahead and put this out there. Justin, and TRI, y'all might laugh at this because both y'all hunt Virginia. I guarantee you, if you took, and I'm gonna go ahead and name drop too, so y'all can go ahead and tag these people in the comments later on. If you uprooted freelance duck hunter, I like Matt a whole lot. The High Prairie Sportsman, I do like him. He's not chode like the rest of them. But if you take Matt from High Prairie Sportsman, you take douchewagon freelance duck hunter. You take Bobby Guy. Um, who's some other big ones out there in Kansas? Outdoor Limits. You take all those guys, right, in that flyway, and you stick them in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, hell, even some parts of Maryland. Like, I guarantee you, I'll come back to your comment there, TRI. I guarantee you, their channel would plummet in a heartbeat because the hunting out there compared to the Atlantic Flyway, compared to like the Central and Mississippi Flyway, because they get a taste of both, um, they wouldn't kill half the ducks of what they do. So, and I put my left nut on for sure. Like it's no way. So the only reason why they've got all these kill shots and all these massive yeah, but how they have all like this awesome content because they're able to go out there and hunt, however many times that they're hunting, but it ain't nothing for them to get out on a WMA and birds are constantly flying all over the place. Let's see here. Maryland is tough. I want to shoot one of those Sitka deer. I did see a Sitka when I was down there hunting. I think it was Blackwater WMA. Um, I hunted on a veteran hunt, and it was early season, and they came running through the marsh. It was pretty cool, but they were like way off in the distance. Matt, yes, out of all the flyway guys, well, besides Thomas, so Thomas from Virginia Outdoors, well, Hoke Outdoors now, but Matt is one of, I wouldn't say a favorite, but I like him the most out of all those guys in that little group. Flair, so no, terrible. He's worse than Bobby Guy, and both of them are together. So Flair is terrible. And Justin, now you're really trying to get under my skin with dive bomb. Oh, dive bomb's cheap, and that's the thing. Like, um, yeah, TRI, you're right. With 1,000 mallards flying around, yeah, it's nuts. And I saw a video of you, TRI, hunting with Thomas. It was way back when, because I've been watching Thomas since pretty much he started his YouTube channel. So and I've been talking to him for years, but I do remember you being on a hunt with him. So I think y'all are killing like wood ducks or something like that. But dive bomb. So it's cheap if you want to save money for some things. Other things is the obnoxious price with obnoxious people that use it. All right. Flair has a video of shooting ducks with lead. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. What's another big channel out there that does that? All these stupid challenge videos. Um, Mendak, I think is the YouTube name, but I forget where exactly he's at. It's either in North or South Dakota, one or the other. But he is more into like, let's go into Walmart and spend $50 and see if we can go kill a limit. Well, yeah, you could probably go kill a limit with a couple milk jugs and your granddad's shotgun because you're in South or North Dakota. Literally, as soon as they cross the United States line from Canada, you're able to shoot them. That 1,000 mallards because of dive bombs. Yeah. Actually, I don't even think that they hunt over dive bomb. I think most of those guys use all that final approach and all that stuff from Rogers because they're trying to get sponsored and all that sort of stuff. They're too busy trying to sell products. So, as a matter of fact, I know Freelance is now sponsored by him because he has a whole brand new set, like thousands and thousands of dollars of like geese and ducks, and it's nothing but final approach. Oh, karate belt waterfowl. Yeah. So using Phil Robertson as like a crutch to get views on YouTube. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, karate belt waterfowl, just ask me in the comments below, and I'll be glad to tag him because what he's doing is kind of messed up as well. I bought 12 silos the other day on sale at Cabela's for $64. That's 64. That's not a bad price. Going out of everything I've seen, I think Big Al's back when I was buying them, I think they were around $65. So, what brand? But really, at the end of the day, and this is where I don't know if Justin will vouch for me or not, but at the end of the day, if you buy the wood and you're handy enough to cut the stuff out, and you just have black and white paint, you might be able to at least save $20 to $30 on making at least a dozen. But if you buy the wood, you'll be able to make a lot more than a dozen for the size of the sheets. So if you're trying to like make a massive spread and save on the overall price, of which it's going to take a little bit of work on cutting them out and painting them and all that stuff, but player haters ball here now. Well, it's just you two watching. Everyone else is probably going to watch us later on, so it is what it is. I'm a hater, y'all. Sorry I got on my rant, and I will continue being on the rant for as long as this channel is alive. Cabela's brand, but they were the cheapest there, so I picked them up. Yeah, $64, man. It's not bad. Thing is that you just got to take care of them. So make sure you wash them off at the end of the season. Try not to scrape them up, putting them in and out of the bag or carrying them. That's the biggest thing. Like that image that's printed on the corrugated board that they use. A lot of people let them rub up against each other. And if you have dirt and all that stuff, it pretty much acts as sandpaper. So if you try to keep them clean, don't let them rub up as much against each other. They'll last you a good bit. So, and I have a video of this. So if you're interested in making them, TRI, making your own silos, Justin did a whole bunch of clips on him making them out of wood. So, and he says that you can make at least 20 of them out of one sheet. So, and really the paint, I mean, you could get fancy with it, like what Justin does. He'll go and he'll seal them so that way they don't get waterlogged and all that stuff. But, I mean, if you didn't really care about the longevity of it, and you're just trying to like kick out a whole bunch, like right now, I mean, you could even use spray paint. Yeah. Way easier to care for than plastic. That is right. I don't have any silos, but I hunt places that show land low tide, so wanted to get some. Yeah, and like if you're hunting Virginia, TRI, Fort Belvoir. I'm not sure what the closest river is. I'd have to look at the map. It's been a while since I've been in Virginia, but if you get on a river and hit one of the islands out there in the middle, like if you're on a James or something like that, and you set up those silos, and then you just have like one or two floaters sitting out in the water, and then most of the silos sitting on the island, you'll do pretty good. I don't know if you'll get them to decoy, but the geese that'd be flying the river, they'll definitely slow down enough for you to get off a shot. There you go. See, Justin's schooling y'all up. For y'all that are not watching right now and you're watching later, just look at the live chat. By using oil-based primer and outdoor paint, it'll keep your Luan wood from basically deteriorating. Oh, yeah. I'm an idiot. Fort Belvoir, yeah, it's like really, really north. It's up there closer to DC, like Alexandria area. So Potomac's got a lot of geese on it. A lot of geese. So, and I know late season on Potomac, you can kill some sea ducks on there too. So, because they'll get up out of the weather if it's super, super windy and it's like a big mixing bowl out there in the bay, they'll actually come up in the Potomac. And Justin brings up a good point right here, the V boards with the silos. So I did a video on how to make V boards, and um, you can take the silhouettes and stick them, the ones that you bought or even ones that you make, and you stick them on the V board, and the wood actually floats. Um, I did an entire video on this and actually showed them working, but 3 silhouettes per V board, and I was hunting out of a kayak at the time, and I could take about 8 V boards out with me, so I had a decent sized spread. So if you just want to invest in the silos and do the V board route, it works. I've killed geese. I actually killed my banded goose over V boards with silos. Homemade silos are worse than store bought. And then the follow up, silos don't work. Classic. If I could start all over and take back the money that I have now, I would only buy silos that were a really, really, really good deal. I would make all the rest of them, and that's how I would hunt my geese. Is with silos, to where I can stake them in the field and use my V boards to use them on the water. I would never buy floaters, so they're just way too expensive. And then the concrete anchors. See, Justin's helping me out with my videos. So with V boards as well, is you need a heavier weight to hold them in place. Some of the old heads use like these big lead pieces that weigh like I want to say about 3 pounds. And with that, I thought it was cool and all until you look at the price, and the price of lead is really expensive compared to just buying a bag of concrete and buying a the little eye bolts. So it's like the bolt that has the eye. And what you do is you pretty much mix up your concrete where it's kind of thick, and you pour it into a container. You can use like a solo cup or whatever, and you stick that eye bolt down in there, and make sure like your concrete isn't super liquidy, so that way the eye bolt doesn't like fall over. But even if it does, it's fine as long as you can get into the eye, um, and you can use that as an anchor. And that's what I did for the longest time, and it still works. So I actually plan on using this season too. I just gotta rerun the string to it because the string I was using was like it gets tangled up way too easy. Yep, works better than lead, and it's cheaper. That is for sure. Because I made, God, I mean, I could have kept going. I had just one bag of concrete, and I want to say I made 24 anchors. So I had 24 eye bolts, and it cost more for the eye bolts than it did for the concrete. And they were like, I think they're about 2 to 3 pounds a piece. And yeah, if you compare that to buying like 2 to 3 pounds worth of lead, I mean, it's a lot more expensive than buying a bag of concrete and eye bolts. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you watching. That's one big thing. I'm gonna run this for another, I don't know, until I get tired of my voice. But I set up a playlist, so it just says all videos, so that way people can just click it, hit the little recycle button at the top left hand corner of the playlist where it says like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can even click on where it like cycles them through where they're randomly, and just let it play. That way I'm trying to get my watch time up so that way we can hurry up and get monetized. So and then what I plan on doing, plastic bins to carry your silo stakes plastic bins to carry your silo stakes pointing straight up. Plastic bins. I think I know what you're talking about, Justin. But what was I talking about? I've been hitting the head way too many times. I can't remember anything. Oh, the videos. So click it and let it play. So it's a playlist. It's already set up. Um, I'm just trying to get the watch time up, get monetized, and then what I'm going to do is the money that I make from the channel um, will be put back into the channel itself to make better content. So yeah, my wife and both my boys are at a my son's t-ball. He got practice tonight, so that's what they're doing is t-ball stuff. Rubbermaid tubs. Yeah. And I think the Rubbermaid tubs is probably, like you were saying, the plastic bins to carry them around. I think it would be better to do that versus having them in like the canvas bag like what I had. Just because like that bag really doesn't protect them. It lets them move around a whole lot, and they just get shifted around. I don't know. I really didn't like the design of that bag, Justin, that you got now that I gave you. It just I didn't really care for it. And when you carry it like with your shoulder, what I'm talking about is a silhouette bag. So when you got the shoulder strap on, the silos are sitting in it. You got the stakes. The stakes are ran through the silos, and it comes out the bottom end of the bag. Um, it likes to get like if you're wearing your waders and you're walking, it'll turn around and like puncture a hole in your waders. Um, I really don't like that in a bag. I don't know why they didn't just close it off. So like take an extra piece of material, run it down 12 inches, and like completely sew around it. So that way you don't have like all the wires sticking out. Spec silos. I say if you bring some of your Canada silos, that's all we need. Those specs will still come into it. I mean, heck, we went to a guided hunt. They only had 2 or 3 spec decoys out on a jerk rig. And apparently that's good enough. So if a guide does it, that should be, that should be what we should follow, right? Oh, Lord. I don't know why I'm so tired tonight. I'll probably hop off here at about 10 minutes. I'll let this thing go for an hour and a half. I want to shoot some spec one day. These things are cool. Yeah, definitely. With the chest, with the way it is. Um, and I do like the coloration coming from the head into the bill. I think they look pretty dope. And the first one I mount, I definitely want to get it like cupped in, with its wings like really, almost I wouldn't say touching each other, but like really, really cupped, and then have that chest, sticking out, get it all lined up. I think it'd be really pretty. Yeah, unless you don't shoot anything with the guide, which we've hammered on that. Not every single live, but That's the truth. Save money, buy decoys. True. Or take that money, save it over the next 2 or 3 years that you would spend buying a guide and put it into a lease. That's what we should do. Just lease out something for a year. That way you can deer hunt it, turkey, dove, goose, duck, you name it. Like you set it up to the point where you got corn, water, soybeans, sunflowers, and a decent patch of like woods around it. Gold for sure. But yeah, saving the money. And even still buying decoys, like to an extent, I would buy like stuff to widen up your spread, like get a few spinning wing, get a few pulsators, um, get a few ones that sit there and flutter their feet on the water. Just get the spread in general as live looking as possible. So not just a whole bunch of stagnant ones. Flood the sunflower field and shoot the wood. Yeah, yeah. Especially after a good dove shoot. So you shoot it like that first week with it not being completely flooded with dove, then you turn around and flood it for the following week for wood duck. I bet those teal will be all over it too. But yeah, I got the one WMA close to the house that I plan on dove hunting. I don't think I'm gonna stay just seated though. Like I gotta be up and doing something for me to be able to hunt dove because it's not like a super big drive for me to go dove hunt. So if I'm out walking around like trying to jump them up, I think that would be a lot more fun for me. I got investments. See the pile of decoys. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Justin, you got a decent spread this year. So you put out everything but the kitchen sink when y'all are running traffic and y'all start working those flags that you made, those goose flags. Yeah, y'all be fine. So I think y'all are killed. Y'all are allowed to kill 3 a day, right? 3 per person. See, I can't read the small print. I was sent down last year, shot a couple, but anything left, bow hunt. Jumped one up about 10 yards from my gun unloaded. So I hate when that happens, man. Got to stay strapped. Keep a shell in the gun. But yeah, when I go out, especially when I take my son, I'm hoping to work some geese. I think that'd be really cool for him. So to hear the honking, to see something that big get that close and be active. Um, it's not like taking him out on a wood duck hunt where he's looking up, he's seeing a bird for like maybe a second come busting through and then blasting 3 shells at it. I think I really want to put him on a good goose hunt to see if he really likes it or not. We're gonna make a goof YouTube video. When you see that spread we got now. A good video. Yeah. Make sure the camera's sideways, not up and down, horizontal. Um, and if you're using a phone, Make sure that when you're recording, have like the opening with all the speakers and all that sort of stuff, because that's I think where the mic is as well. Have that where you don't have your hand, so that way the audio is really good too. And then short, sweet, to the point, and get some like a lot of B-roll footage, so that y'all walking around somewhat fast or something like that, and I can play with the speed of it. I'll do the editing and all that sort of stuff. Got a sweet, I got a sweet field-proven hybrid call to rock this year for the goose field. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. I've been messing around with that mayhem call that you gave me, and then I got the goose flute fixed. So now that I understand like how the reed works in a goose call, I took it out, fiddled with it, and the reed got uh, I guess twisted in it. So I reset it, and it works pretty good. So I'll probably fiddle with that this year too. But this place where I'm at, it's just not known for regular can of goose. So I gotta find them, or either or go out east and go hunt with Jason. The workhorse. You're right. I think if y'all put out that fake pond that we built, put a whole bunch of silos around that and everything, and those shells that you got, y'all might be able to smash them. So especially when the continentals start coming down, all the migrators. But yeah, I think that'd be really cool to kill a whole bunch of geese over that fake pond and get it on film. Yeah, I need to start fiddling around with this live stream and see if I can play a video beside me, and um, that way we can like review some hunts of like what I did wrong and what I did right and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, get him on the video camera. Get him to set it up, everything. Make sure he records like the geese coming in. Get it set up on a tripod. And right before, like if you're saying, get ready, get ready, get ready, have him set the camera, make sure it's zoomed out so that way you can see everything. And then he can go ahead and get his gun ready before you say, kill him or whatever. So that way it gives him a chance to be able to shoot as well to film. So, well, oh, I thought more people would be able to hop in tonight, but they probably saw the change in the title and realized I was just doing Q&As and all that sort of stuff. Just gonna shoot the shit tonight. So I don't have a blind this year, but I have places to hunt. I want to say I at least have 8 in my back pocket right now, so I should be fine. And I like blinds around here. I got something up my sleeve. I can make it work So we'll leave it that way. And if you're trying to hunt Tennessee, hit me up. I'll set you up. So all about getting out there and everyone enjoying the outdoors, not just the people who drew blinds. But I do got spots. So I'm really just gonna chase the ducks. I'm gonna get reports and go where they're at. So not just hope that they come to me. So I feel like if I go to where they are, I'll have a higher percentage this year. I remember you saying something about but yeah, no, I didn't actually draw a blind this year. So I know people that did. But like I was saying before, I'm gonna go ahead and hop up off here. So next week, let's see what's going on next week. Now we're getting into the part of the season. Next week is the 7th. I'll decide whether we're gonna go live next week or not. Um, I'll talk to Justin and Stalls, and maybe if I can get Katinnia Creek waterfowl on here, talk about duck calls and all that sort of thing. We'll see. So if you're watching this now, you'll probably see the notification this coming Sunday is when I'll drop it if I'm actually going live. But if not, then I'll probably just start doing like 2 uploads a week. But all right, Justin, I appreciate it, man. Have fun down there. And TRI, I appreciate you being active in the chat tonight. If you have any ideas or you got stuff that you want me to talk about or whatever, you can feel free to hit me up on Instagram or Facebook and let me know. But I appreciate y'all being active in the chat, and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and hop up off here, get ready for Dove and Goose, because now it is on here and we're all ready to go. All right, man. I appreciate you being on. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off. I hope everyone a good season. The time is here. It's September. Well, it's about to be September 1st tomorrow, and I pray everyone has an awesome season. So let's go bust up the dove. Let's get after the geese. And as always, I've been Chris. This has been Duckalope Outdoors. Y'all stay safe out there.